Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I apologise for the lack of content recently. I've been feeling a little bit burnt out and been doing some issues, but yeah, today I'm back. We're going to be talking about autism and homelessness. I've found a couple of articles here online, so I've wrote some notes down from my own perspective, and I thought that I would talk to you about it. And I'm going to be using the website bigissue.com, and it's called Westminster Council rolls out the Autism Toolkit to support vulnerable autistic homeless people. And I'm also going to be using the Westminster UK government website, which is www.westminster.gov.uk. So let's get into the video. I think this is quite an interesting video. So it says 1. Autistic people are more significantly at risk of being homeless according to this new research. There is little support in autism within the homeless services in the UK. The Westminster City Council has teamed up with several charities to launch this new toolkit throughout England. Councillor Andrew Smith for Westminster City Council, who is a cabinet member for housing services, said, "It is important that we do everything we can to support people who are homeless or who are at risk of being homeless. To be able to do this, we need to understand people as individuals first, regardless of their situation or circumstances. This new toolkit will help us to understand autism better and to make a positive difference to people's lives." Research also suggests that autistic people are more vulnerable when homeless, as they have difficulty with interacting and communicating with others, which they may find challenging. They can also have trouble in understanding the behaviour of others around them, putting them even more at higher risk of violence and abuse. The National Autistic Society has said that autistic people who are homeless have gone unrecognised and unsupported for too long. And then my personal thoughts about this topic, I think are very important, is as someone who's on the spectrum themselves, I find that my previous experience of housing and being autistic was really difficult. I lived in supported housing for 2 years because I was put in there by my local council. They thought at the time that this was the most appropriate place for me, but I lived there for 2 years, and the staff promised they knew about autism. They promised they knew how to support me, and to be honest with you, that was far from the truth. They didn't know how to support me at all. They knew very, very little about autism. They were aware that I had sensory issues. They were aware that I had difficulty with communicating. They had difficulty when I had difficulty with researching things or doing tasks that they'd set me. I'd find it really difficult to keep up with it all and to follow through instructions, them telling me multiple instructions at one time. So again, sometimes it's not the most appropriate place to put someone on the autism spectrum, because living in support housing, you're going away from being with friends or family to a new complete surrounding, which is going to cause anxiety, it's going to cause meltdowns, it's going to cause aggression, violence. So that's going to be one thing. Also anxiety. Also, I found from my perspective as someone with autism, the UK government doesn't provide much support at all for people with autism, regardless into the housing service. When you go through the housing assessment like I had to, they would ask you all these stupid questions, which were like, out of 10, how's your socialisation skills? Out of 10, what areas would you like to live in? And how difficult do you think that was, having to sit there and list all these different things and try and catch up with every single bit of conversation, and trying to get me to interact with them knowing that they're a stranger is completely difficult. So being in housing for me was really stressful, because I had to learn to budget, I had to learn to cook for myself, I had to learn how to be appropriate, I had to learn how to talk to a stranger, I had to learn to do daily household chores for myself, which I'm still struggling now with a little bit, but I'm more aware of it than I used to be. I feel for someone on the spectrum, housing can be a really big issue, especially if the autistic person has to have medication for other underlying health conditions. So that could be for epilepsy, it could be for sleeping disorders, behaviour disorders, panic disorders, anything of that sort where you need medication. That again can have a key role in how the housing process goes for people on the autistic spectrum. But for me, during my supported housing stay, I had panic attacks, which ended up me getting really, really unwell, to the point where I was very, very worried around people. I was very, very scared about doing anything because the stress of living under supported housing just wasn't good for me, and the sooner I got out there the better. So again, it depends on how safe and how secure the autistic person would be, but I'm very happy to hear that these 2 positive news stories from the local government on my end are very, very aware, and they're wanting to change and challenge themselves. They're wanting to help autistic people get suitable housing by doing this toolkit, which I will link the websites in the video description so you can see them. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please comment, please share, and please subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, guys. Bye!